Hello everyone, and welcome back to another live break. As you can see, I got something in the mail today. We got a box. Let's check it out. So we're trying something a little different. We're still doing the 90s live box break, but I'm taking a little bit of a chance here. We're going to be doing something that I don't know if I've ever done before, and that is going to be an unsealed box of cards with a few packs missing. I know for a lot of collectors this is a big no-no for a couple of reasons. One, a couple packs missing means they hit, the card, the chase card in the first pack, or B, they just cobbled together a bunch of packs from various boxes, filled in the box and said, here you go, pretty confident that there's no hits in there. I think those are legitimate reasons to not buy a sealed box of cards, but I just have an itch, and so I say, let's just give it a shot. We've got 95-96 Topps Basketball Series 2. This has the mystery finest and finest refractors. Of course, those are going to be, the big pulls. I've actually seen the power boosters at Jordan sell for pretty well, too. So as you saw, I literally just opened this up out of the box it was shipped in. It looks like this maybe came from a hobby store because each pack has an individual sticker on it, and that generally tells me that this was something that was offered in a hobby shop. So without further ado, let's get started. It's still cold. It's nighttime here in Las Vegas. I actually just pulled these out of the mailbox, and so they are cold, which might be a good thing considering that these cards do tend to stick together. We're looking at 95-96. I believe there may be rookies in the series like Kevin Garnett, which would be pretty cool. I've actually opened a ton of these boxes, and the reason I have is because this was the prime time when I collected basketball cards, as well as the fact that, you do have a chase card in here with the mystery finest and mystery finest refractor. But not only that, but I think this particular product is at a really good price point. And I wanted to do this live and just see, if there's any truth to the fact that maybe someone just cobbled a bunch of packs together after the pulls and I don't get anything. And it's such a low price point, I think it's worth a gamble. It's worth me showing you whether there's, any legitimate claim to that. There's a Michael Jordan base card. Obviously, that's something I always put aside because Michael Jordan is the gold standard in collecting basketball cards. Before I move forward, let's just take a look at the pack odds and what we have available other than the base set. You have power boosters, 1 in 36 packs, or 1 per box. Spark plugs, 1 in 8. Mystery finest, 1 per box, right? 1 in 36 packs. Sudden impact, 1 in 72. And here's something that I found out in the last box I opened, really interesting. The finest refractors are 1 in 36 packs. So you literally have the same chance of pulling a finest mystery and a finest mystery refractor, which I think is just absolutely crazy. And I don't know of any other product that has the refractor listed as the same odds as getting a refractor. So pretty wild. Finest mystery refractor, You know, you basically pull one of each per box. And these are sticking together a little bit for sure, but because I don't think they have any real gloss here, I mean, overall, I think it's okay. Looks like I moved this the wrong way. Let's try it over here. So when the pack disappears, as I've mentioned before, I generally open these with my teeth on the top, so that's why the pack disappears for a second. I've opened a few boxes in the past week. I don't know if anybody's checked out my other box breaks on Facebook Live, but this appears to be sticking together a little more than some of the other cards. So unfortunately, that might be an issue when it comes to surface grade, if I was to grade any of these cards. It looks like both Jordans so far have been off left to right. If you can see that, the right side is a little more, maybe like 60-40, something like that. So, you know, there's a few inserts in here. Really what you're looking for are the Mystery Finest and the Mystery Finest refractors. Other than that, maybe a power booster, Michael Jordan. It looks like the rookies are in here. You know, you got Rasheed Wallace here. I'm sure if you could get like a PSA 10 or a super high grade, at least a 9.5 in Beckett of a Kevin Garnett rookie, like that'd probably be worth a little something. I don't really subscribe to grading cards. And so, unless I saw something that was really going to be just ridiculous, I mean, I just don't grade cards. All right, so it looks like here we've got our first insert here. What do we have? Let's check it out. I can already tell, I don't know if you guys can see, there's already some surface damage here, which is a bit odd because this wasn't stuck together, but let's take a look at what we've got. Looks like it's a Spark Plugs Tim Hardaway. Definitely that bottom left corner, not in the greatest shape. I'll put it aside anyway, just because it's something different. It's funny, I actually just got an update right now that someone shipped me another box of this, so I'll be opening another box of this soon once it arrives in the mail. But that one's actually going to be a full sealed 36-pack box, whereas this one was advertised as having 2 packs missing. So this should be 34 packs. Ooh, this one's got a nasty little, you guys see that? That one's got like almost something from the factory right there. Just completely destroyed that card. I like to point out the defects because A, they're not supposed to happen, and B, if it ended up being an incredible card, you know, that's when it would suck. Obviously, I don't really care about the common. Here's another example. These two stuck together, the Vlade Divac, the surface completely just peeled off right there when I pulled this one apart. You can see the white where the black ink is supposed to be. So I do want to caution anybody that plans on opening any 90s cards, especially if it's a high dollar box of cards. These things can happen and there's not much you can do about it. You know, yeah, sure, you can throw it in the freezer. That's a trick. But at the end of the day, I don't know how much that really works. So, you know, if you're going for, you know, some of those super high-end 90s boxes that are selling for astronomical prices, keep that in mind. It would be a terrible thing to happen to like a rare Jordan card or something.
So I requested an Uber, and
Uh-huh.
I'm going now because Leslie's already on her way to Topgolf, so I want to go when she's there.
Okay.
I love you.
Look at that, 2 Sean Rooks right in a row. That would be awesome if that was 2 Mystery Finest refractors of Jordan.
Can we be live?
What'd you say?
Did you just have me live on that?
Yeah, you're live, baby. Say hi to the Facebook world.
Check out Margot Maggot's art.
Oh, wow, plug yourself? Wow. Be careful. Las Vegas is a killer.
Alright. You said it was 8 minutes away. Yeah, you guys didn't hear with Daddy? And Mommy goes, oh, can you forget about the Girl Scout cookies? Merry motherfucking Christmas, Jamie. Now take away my 6 points. We'll call it even.
That's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Butter her up with the cookies.
What can I say? Las Vegas is a crazy place to live. Well, I haven't seen any Kevin Garnett rookies, but I could swear that he's in here. I guess I could check one of these checklists, but I'm sure you guys don't want to just stare at my kitchen table while I'm looking through that. So I'm just going to go through. Oh, you know what? Speak of the devil. There he is. Sure enough, Kevin Garnett. And this one actually looks really well centered. You know what? This is actually a really good looking centered. I don't have any issues with the edges, the corners. I think if I was throwing in like a batch of cards to get graded, I might throw this one in there. I'll put that aside. Certainly the best card I've pulled so far. I love Kevin Garnett. I do collect Kevin Garnett. I mentioned in one of my other videos. I PC Kevin Garnett, but he's like my least favored PC guy, and I have an incredible 90s collection of him that I'm actually willing to, oh, there we go, look at that. Didn't even see the front, but Spark Plugs Grant Hill. I do PC Grant Hill, I love Grant Hill. So I know this one's foil, so I'm gonna gingerly kind of see what we have here, because I know that Tim Hardaway was a little messed up. But certainly off-centered left to right. You got some issues with the surface right down there. So luckily it's not some crazy rare insert, but Grant Hill Spark Plugs. I'll throw that on the side. I'm from Detroit, so collecting Grant Hill's like second nature, especially because I was basically, I don't know, 13 years old around the time he was huge. Another one of my big PC guys, definitely someone I'm trying to get some more rare 90s cards of. So if you guys know anybody with rare 90s cards of Dennis Rodman, let me know, because he's my guy. I PC Michael Jordan too, but he's just so expensive. Some of those super juicy 90s cards, I mean, I just can't afford them. So I'm trying to focus more on the Dennis Rodman cards at the moment. I think this is going to be a decent pack. I don't know if you guys can see here, but that looks to me like the dark coloring of a Mystery Finest. Let's see if I'm right. And it is. We have our first mystery card here. Now normally they have 3 players on the back, and the mystery card, whether it's a regular or a refractor, will be one of those 3 players. I'm not going to look at that because that'll kind of give it away a little bit as to who it's going to be. It's a 22 card set. And you can tell by the corner already, it's a refractor. You guys see that? That's refractor for sure. So let's see who we have. I caught a glimpse of the back, so I don't think it's going to be a Jordan. But yeah, now it's real clear that it's a refractor. Also, based on the way I peeled it, I think the card's okay. These things can get, you know, a little messy where you fuck up an edge, but I think I did okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's Mookie Blaylock. That's a disappointment. But other than that, let's face it, this is one of the coolest looking refractor sets they ever made. I mean, with that refractor technology, with the sunset clouds in the background, really super cool. Here's the back. So you see here you have, what, Tim Hardaway, Jason Kidd. Oh, I was wrong. So there's 4 listed on the back. You have Mookie Blaylock and Kenny Anderson. So before you even pull that wrapper off the front, you already know that it's going to be one of these 4 players. And I kind of caught a glimpse of that, and I think the Jordan also has like Clyde Drexler in the background or something. So you knew it was going to be one of these 4. I happened to get the one that was least desirable. I would certainly take Jason Kidd over Mookie Blaylock. But either way, there you go. Finest refractor mystery. So the good news about this card is that even though I bought an open box that wasn't sealed, basically the hottest insert set was still in there. And look at that, same pack, I pulled a spark plug David Robinson. These apparently are having some serious surface issues. I've pulled 3 spark plugs. All of them had to be peeled off, and all of them had surface issues. I think this is going to be a real issue when you're opening these cards. Luckily, the most valuable insert set, these finest mystery, they're made of a different material, so I don't think the back's going to be a problem. And the front has that peel on it, which still comes off as easily as the day they were produced. So I think that's the good news about this product, is that if you're chasing the mystery finest refractors, you're going to be okay. You should be okay unless you just mangle something when you're pulling that mystery peel off, which I know is completely possible. Now, certainly because this was an open box, I got this for a good deal, so I'm not like, you know, super deep into my investment with this box. Even the sealed box that has 2 more packs but is sealed, that is coming in the next few days. Once again, you know, you can get these boxes for super cheap, but I'll tell you, it's a great deal. It's probably one of a few 90s boxes that are still worth the gamble because they're so inexpensive. And if you pull the Michael Jordan finest mystery refractor card, like this Mookie Blaylock, I'd be lucky to sell for $1. If this was the Jordan, this certainly would be hundreds of dollars. So if you can pick up a box for $50 or less, I consider that worth a gamble. Especially because Jordan is in the spark plug set. He's in the power booster set. You know, all the rookies are in Series 2. I feel out of all the 90s boxes that are going up astronomically, this is one of the few that are still kind of under the radar, and you can still pick up for dirt cheap. And honestly, by me making this video, that could ruin that. So I probably shouldn't be saying that to everybody, but, you know, eventually everyone's going to catch on. I mean, last week I opened a box of 99 2000 Fleer Mystique for $80. I pulled a Vince Carter fresh ink autograph, and then literally a week later, I saw those boxes sell for $250 to $300. I did see on Blowout that everyone thought they were shilled, which they probably were, but nonetheless, I kind of scooped in on a box, and in the very first pack, hit that Vince Carter, and I honestly don't even know what it's worth. I haven't seen one for sale, and you can't go by Beckett prices, so, you know, who knows. We have another spark plugs, Hakeem Olajuwon. This one was not stuck together, and as you can see, I have no surface damage, so that's nice. I guess you're kind of taking a gamble with that. Pretty cool looking set, you know. I think it kind of hits where it needs to. I mean, you're looking for something that's like 4 per box. I think they did a really good job on this insert set. I already have the Jordan in my collection that I bought, but it'd be kind of cool to pull one myself. But everything I've seen so far leads me to believe that either A, this box was completely untouched and just happened to be a hobby store owner that was liquidating his product, which I'm 90% sure is what happened. Or the other option was somebody pulled the mystery finest Jordan or whatever, whoever, and didn't realize that the refractors were also inserted 1 per box, and just thought that they pulled like the card of the box, and then just decided to sell the rest. I have a little more faith in humanity, so whoever owned this card shop, thank you. I think I've opened probably at least 5 or 6 boxes of this exact product. And I think the best card I've ever pulled out of this was the Mystery Finest Refractor of Anthony Hardaway. Like really, really well centered. Just a beautiful card, no refractor lines. You know, I still have it. I've put it up for sale a couple times on Blowout, and nobody really bit on it, which is funny considering how many Penny Hardaway collectors there are. So I still have it, and you know what? I'm kind of glad I do, because it's an awesome set. Who knows, maybe I'll eventually open enough boxes of this to put the entire Mystery Finest Refractor set together. Rod Strickland, he's another one of my PC guys. If you guys know anybody that collects Rod Strickland or has any rare Rod Strickland cards for sale, mostly from the 90s, please hit me up. I think I'm pretty much one of the only Rod Strickland collectors in the world, and I have an incredible collection. I'm very happy with it. Let's see, now this is a card sticking together. You ready? Yeah, you can see the Jim Jackson just... it's kind of hard to see in the pic. But trust me when I tell you, the surface got... yeah, you can see it on his face. Like right here. I got pretty messed up. Sorry, Jim. But as I was saying, if you know anybody that collects Rod Strickland or Dennis Rodman, you know, have them hit me up. I do have an amazing Kevin Garnett collection that I'm willing to trade. Or always willing to pay cash. As long as I have it. It's kind of a slow season out here for me in Las Vegas. But come January, things get pretty good, so... I do have a little affinity for Rasheed Wallace, too. You know, I'm from Detroit. He was there for the Pistons 04 championship. And that was a pretty magical time for any Pistons fan. I was a little too young when the Bad Boys won their championships, but that's kind of what got me started collecting, because my mom, just out of the blue, bought me a box of 1990-91 hoops, like right after they won their second championship, I think, and pretty much was hooked after that. Unfortunately, it was the time when, you know, all the cards coming out were mass-produced and they weren't worth anything. And then I stopped collecting around 98. But let me tell you, I did have the chance to buy some amazing 90s cards that I just passed up on because nobody knew they were going to be worth so much. PMG greens, you know, precious metal gem greens. See, this is interesting about the Kevin Garnett rookie. I find this to be much more well-centered than the Michael Jordan. The Michael Jordan, I've pulled 3 of them now, consistently off-center left to right. And this one, even top to bottom a little bit. The Kevin Garnett's, this is my second one I've pulled, I think is much better centered. I think it's off very slightly top to bottom and maybe like literally minuscule left to right. But the Kevin Garnett's are much better centered overall than the Michael Jordans, and obviously those are the only 2 base cards worth talking about, especially in this product. You know, this isn't like Eminence or something where base cards are worth, you know, some good money. But as I was saying, I actually had a box of 96, 97 Hoop Series 1, which I do have 2 sealed boxes here at my house. I don't plan on opening because there's only 2 good cards you can get in it. The Autographics, the inaugural year of Autographics of the Grant Hill, who was released in every product that year. Grant Hill Black and Blue Autographics, which I still need the blue. And the rarest short print of the set, the Rod Strickland. And that's what got me collecting Rod Strickland, was pulling that card. I got excited at first because, hey, I pulled an on-card autograph, which was completely novel in 1996. And then I would go to these sports card shows every month, and everyone was going nuts over that card. Absolutely crazy, and I didn't realize why. And then I found out it was the most short-printed card in the autographic set, and I held on to that thing like my life depended on it. So another dealer had one, and it was the only one I saw in like a year and a half. But it was a guy from, you know, Michigan. I saw him every week. And so you know what I traded for that second Rod Strickland Autographics? I don't even remember how I acquired it. Probably through a trade at a card show. But I traded an Antonio McDyess PMG green, numbered to 10, and $20 cash. Because apparently to the dealer, the PMG green wasn't good enough. Do I regret that? Yes, I do. Did I continue collecting Rod Strickland? Yes, I did. Do you know how many Rod Strickland autographics I have from that set now? Probably half of them they ever made. I have 13 black Rod Strickland autographics from that year. And I have 4 blue. So yes, I do hoard that card now. And every time I purchase a new one, I think about that Antonio McDyess card and kick myself in the ass a little bit. In fact, that black autographic set, the master autographic set from the inaugural year, the only card I still need is another short print, and it's the Damon Stoudemire. But what's interesting about that is I have the Damon Stoudemire blue, just not the black. Years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I ended up getting a really nicely priced box of 96, 97 Z-Force Series 2. I ended up pulling a Kevin Garnett blue autographics. Now, I had already had one for my set, but I realized at that moment that if I had gone back in time 20 years, that would have been the pull of a lifetime. And so sometimes I pull these cards, even cards that aren't worth much money now, but I knew the players were hot back then. Like this year, Jerry Stackhouse was huge. If you pulled a Jerry Stackhouse rookie, I mean, probably bigger than Kevin Garnett. So sometimes I reminisce about that. Oh man, I pull a card, it's worth like $1, but I realized if I had pulled that when the product first came out, that card would have been, just people would have been scrambling to trade or buy that from me. And that brings me another level of excitement. And that's why I keep doing it, because it brings me back to my childhood. The cards are still in demand. You got some great chase cards. In my opinion, the 1990s basketball players were probably the best decade for the NBA. I mean, you had so many superstars. It was just unreal. So Dennis Rodman, he is my #1 PC goal right now. If anybody knows of any rare Rodman cards from the 90s, please send them my way, because that is my #1 goal at the moment, is picking up some more Rodman cards. I got some amazing Rodman cards. Please check out my Facebook page. But I have quite a few that I'm still looking for. How many Jordans have I pulled? 5? I think I've pulled 5 Jordans in this box. And every single one is a little off center, left to right and right to left. I'm sorry, left to right and top to bottom. Just have a few packs left. I think the only thing I'm missing that I'm supposed to get out of a box is a Mystery Finest, as well as a Power Boosters. So we'll see if we get either one of those cards. There are 2 packs missing. So if this was, let's say, an actual full box of cards and 2 packs were taken out of it, 1 pack could be the Power Boosters and 1 pack could be the Mystery Finest. Lucky for me, I pulled the Mystery Finest Refractor. Unfortunately, it was Mookie Blaylock, not Michael Jordan. I've pulled a lot of Michael Jordan base cards out of here. I believe about 6. And it looks to me like we have 6 packs left. Maybe this is the lucky pack because one of my PC guys right there on the top, Rod Strickland. And we do have something here. I don't know what this is. Let's take a little look. David Robinson. I think this is a Power Booster. It is. So in fact, we did get the Power Boosters. I really like this card because it has so many cool things going on for it. You have Grant Hill, which is another one of my PC guys. It's twice as thick as a normal card. And it has this really cool, almost like refractor finish. So that one, we're gonna hold on to that one for sure. Just continue to look through the pack here. So out of 5 packs left, the only thing we haven't gotten that we're supposed to get is the Mystery Finest. I can tell you this, after opening this box, it gives me a lot more confidence in buying some boxes that maybe have packs missing, but are still almost full boxes. You know what? I gotta tell you guys, I'm a little bummed out because I almost won 2 boxes of 97-98 Finest that were partially broken already. And then, before I was able to bid on it, they ended. So I was a little bummed. I wanted to be able to share that with you guys over the next couple weeks. But now that I'm doing this Facebook Live thing, we're just gonna keep going. I might even start a YouTube channel so I can broaden my horizons, because honestly, it looks like only a few of you guys are watching this every time I do a box break, and I know there's so many 90s fans that I want to be able to share this with a lot more people, especially live. So I've really good news. We've got our Mystery Finest. This is just the regular Finest. I can already tell it's not a refractor. And also we have received every hit we're supposed to in the box, with still 4 packs left. And that means that I bought this partially open box from an honest seller, and it gives me a lot of faith of doing this in the future. And we have one of my PC guys, Grant Hill. This is amazing. So I think I've actually pulled this card twice now. I have this in my PC. I do not have the refractor version of this, which I really want. Even though it's not worth a lot of money, it's a great looking card. Clearly it's off center top to bottom, but a beautiful card nonetheless. Once again, you can always tell who's going to be on the front based on the 4 on the back. So if I hadn't peeled this, you would have already known it's either Grant Hill, Scottie Pippen, Shaquille O'Neal, or Latrell Sprewell. So there we are. That's probably going to be the last hit of the box. If I were to hit anything else, that would literally be something extra. And I do not expect it, because I've opened quite a few of these boxes and I've never received a 2 packs with a Mystery Finest refractor. No, I did not make my money back, but I got everything I was supposed to, and I'm having a lot of fun sharing with you guys. There's another Kevin Garnett rookie. This one has a little, it's kind of hard to see, but it has a little bit of damage up here. Definitely, I have probably 2 gradable rookies. This is not one of them. So I pulled 3 Kevin Garnett rookies, 2 of which I think are gradable. I pulled 5 or 6 Michael Jordan base cards. I don't know. I don't think any of them were really gradable. I think they were all off center. See this Jerry Stackhouse rookie, I probably could have traded that to another dealer for a couple packs of cards back when it first came out. That was the fun of collecting in the 90s. could do things like that. Last pack. Alright, that's it, guys. So that was our little box break of the evening. Nothing big, nothing really to write home about, but we did get every hit we were supposed to. We'll do another full sealed box of this when my next one arrives in the next few days, and I hope to see you then. Have a great night.